Well, turning to other news now, this Tuesday marks a decade since the terror attack in Nice in the south of France, when a 31-year-old man ploughed a truck into crowds, leaving the fireworks display for Bastille Day, killing 86 people and leaving more than 400 others wounded. The attacker was shot dead by police on the scene, and then later on the Islamic State group claimed responsibility for what happened. Well, our Mark Owen is in Nice. We can speak to him live on the programme now. Mark, look, just tell us first of all where you are in Nice at the moment. Give us a sense of the atmosphere there.
Nadia, I'm on the Promenade des Anglais in front of the Villa Massena, where part of the ceremony will start around about 6 o'clock French time, 1800 hours. Behind me, the Monument of Nice. We can hear the preparations in the background. And this is basically near to the very end of that process you were just talking about, where the gunman was killed by police in the lorry, having committed what has become known as a huge atrocity. 86 people killed, 458 injured. And when we say injured, it's not just a broken bone, it's perhaps a loss of limb, perhaps paralysis. And on top of that, many hundreds, many thousands of others, tens of thousands, traumatized. Some 3,000 children in the crowd that night. Many of them are undergoing psychological counseling even today for what they saw and the nightmares that they keep reliving. Certainly that is the feeling you hear, that what happened 10 years ago is very much like an open wound. And one of the associations, or there are 4 associations that basically try to fight the corner for the victims and their families, they've said, and it's almost a unified voice, that they feel abandoned by the state. They feel there's not enough support and there's not enough being done to help those who've survived. So here it is a very somber moment, and it's actually quite a contradiction because there are many people here on holiday. Some of them have no idea about what happened 10 years ago, or a vague idea as much. So you have that kind of contrast. The people here to have fun, smiling, walking around, enjoying the sunshine, but others, of course, who lived through what happened 10 years ago, who in many ways are still living through it, almost like an open wound. There will be here tonight, of course, a speech by the President of the French Republic, Emmanuel Macron, who is coming along. The Mayor of Nice, Eric Ciotti, will be having his say too, as well as one representative from each of the associations who are basically fighting the corner of the victims and the survivors. Now, what they have to say might be quite interesting in terms of the fact they're trying to get the state to do more to help them. However, one wonders what else can be done at this point in time. Certainly, you can't turn back the clock, you can't bring back those who've died, and of course, you can't fix the people who sadly have been broken on a permanent basis.
And Mark, I understand you yourself were in Nice 10 years ago covering this terrible act of terror. Give us a sense of what you remember from that experience, and in your view, what appears to have changed in Nice in the past decade.
10 years ago, I was in your chair when the story broke, covered the story until the end of my show, and then went home, packed a bag and got on the next flight down to Nice. I was down here for at least a week, basically doing the reaction, looking at what was happening. And coming down here was really something that will live with me for forever, because you came down to the Promenade des Anglais, a lot of it was still closed off. And as you got access to the scene, you noticed patches on the ground. And those patches on the ground, it looked like spilled oil in some way, shape or form. But then you realized that it was anything but that. It wasn't spilled oil. It was the remains of someone who'd been crushed by the lorry. So you can imagine the horrific scene that was all along the Promenade des Anglais, something that sticks with you. And bear in mind, I saw that third, fourth hand. If you'd been there and you'd witnessed it, one can only imagine how that lives with you, how that basically imprints itself on your mind and dictates how you look at life from now on. There are many people here who are still visibly, I think, scarred by what happened. We're on a terrace in one of the cafes nearby, waiting to be live on France 24 and speak to you. An emergency vehicle went past and all the staff turned round to look anxiously at what it was. It's that kind of automatic reaction, I think, that many people in Nice still have and will continue to have for many, many years to come because of what happened that night. There are changes. There are tributes to those who were killed. There is a beautiful statue along the Promenade des Anglais which mimics a wave with an angel on top. This bay here where we are is called the Bay of Angels, and so that's very much a theme that is repeated throughout the tributes to those who lost their lives. So there are things that are committed to the memory of what happened, but clearly for some people, that memory is still very vivid and very much like an open wound. Just another issue, last week, July the 9th, the younger brother of the perpetrator, the terrorist Mohamed Gulel, his younger brother was arrested here in Nice. He'd been squatting a flat. He threatened to set fire to that flat and threatened the owner because of the situation. And he said, "Don't you know I am? I'm Mohammed's brother, and I'm proud of what he did." Now, with that being reported, it leaves many people here feeling very angry about that situation, and he is about to be deported back to Tunisia. But this kind of sense, I think, it plays into the feeling that people have here that they've been deserted. It is a tragedy that people have forgotten about, and really they would like to see more done in the memory of those who died and to help those who are still suffering.
All right, Mark Owen for us there, live in Nice on the Promenade d'Anglais. Thank you very much. Indeed, there'll be much more from Mark throughout the afternoon and the evening here on France 24. As you heard there, President Emmanuel Macron will be hosting a national tribute to the victims. He will be in Nice himself and will bring you the ceremony live at 6 p.m. Paris time.